It was objective. It was simple. It isn't going to be just about your ability to be the highest bidder. We want to ensure that you have the right capabilities to deliver the asset. In addition, the team carefully assessed each bidder's competence and experience, organizational and operational capacity, proposed work program, resource commitment, proposed timeline. Today, the commercial component of the qualified bids will be opened. And as was said earlier, nobody, forget whatever you've been told, forget whatever you've heard, nobody has seen anybody's demonstrate that today. This approach of ensuring close bids is in recognition of the fact that these acreages must be operated by credible, competent, to Nigeria's reserves. Today, our reserves stand at 37.01 billion barrels. So you can contextualize where we will be at the end of this exercise. Our gas reserves are 215.19 trillion cubic feet. So again, our expectations are high. We also expect that from this exercise, we will be unlocking about 300,000 barrels of oil production per day. We are looking at 37 assets that can come into production in the next 3 years. To highlight that the government will support new production from both small and large fields, aiming to broaden the range of participation and promote collaboration throughout the industry. Additionally, the Commission prioritizes not only growth, but also the production of efficient barrels represent more than additional barrels. They represent increased government revenue, improved foreign exchange earnings, greater utilization of infrastructure, opportunity for indigenous service companies. You can imagine additional 37 assets in production in the next 3 years. I'm sure it's better imagined. So the bidders that will emerge successful today, award should be medal of honor. Or do be rest assured that the Commission will leave no stone unturned to ensure that you hold those assets. However, if you fail to in 3 years, we will call back those assets. The true measure of success for us of this licensing round will not be the number of winning bids. As the awards move from paper to seismic, from seismic to drilling, and from drilling to development, and ultimately from development to production. And I must add, not only production, but to development. Successful bidders should also note that today's announcement does not by itself constitute final grant of PPS. I want to repeat that. Today's exercise does not constitute must satisfy the post-bid conditions prescribed in the guidelines, including provision of applicable guarantees, payment of the signature bonus, and the first year rate, and the execution of relevant contractual documents. Will have it invalidated. The Commission may thereafter invite the reserve bids in their order considerable efforts and resources invested in preparing your bid. Nigeria beyond assets being considered today, and we encourage you to remain engaged. And I want to reiterate that His Excellency So, all hope is not lost. Lessons learned from this exercise, you can utilize and all staff of the Commission who have worked tirelessly to ensure that we get to this point. I also recognize once again our we are here now. Thank you very much for your continued support. That confidence must now be matched by investment decisions, capital deployment, movement of rigs, and the delivery of new production. I want to see the rig application, the permitting, turning in numbers, and we are ready for you. Again, the theme of this conference, expanding opportunities, right place, right play, right time. It's not merely a slogan. Opportunities presented. Now, as we proceed to the opening of the commercial bids, I assure all participants that the Commission will once again thank you very much.
Thank you, CCE. It takes us table. No extensions, no moving goalposts, all milestones set. Please, a round of applause for CCE. Nigeria has declared this the decade of gas. And of course, there's no conversation about new acreage that is complete without the molecule that will power our industries, that will power our homes, and our energy transition. For our first keynote address, distinguished guests, please make welcome to the stage the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas, Right Honorable Ekperikpe Ekpo.
Petroleum Resources Oil, the Permanent Secretary, our distinguished lady, Your Excellency, my lady, that's what I call you, the CCE, the executive officers of NUPRC, all the members, distinguished bidders, good morning. I will try my bit. I have to begin by expressing sincere thanks from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who has empowered the Commission to go ahead with what we are witnessing today. And I'm really happy conference of 2025 licensing round convened by NUPRC. This conference represents a critical milestone in Nigeria's framework consistent with the Petroleum Industry Act PIA 2021. The federal government, under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, remain firmly committed to creating an enabling environment that attracts investment, accelerates exploration and production, and unlock the full value of Nigeria's hydrocarbon resources. For the gas sector, between now and then, I didn't hear the volumes of gas that is going to give to me. And of course, I know the moment I leave this place, the pressmen will ask, in this bid round, what's the volume of gas expected? So I would throw the question back to CCE that she didn't tell me. So for gas sector in particular, the importance of this licensing round cannot be overstated. As Nigeria pursues supply, supporting industrialization, improving energy access, and strengthening our position in leading as the supplier of energy globally and, of course, regionally. The Petroleum Industry Act, together with the administration's ongoing policy and fiscal reforms, has significantly enhanced investor confidence by promoting regulatory certainty, transparency, and ease of doing business. Today's exercise further demonstrates that Nigeria's licensing regime is anchored on fairness, accountability, and international best practice. I commend the leadership and staff of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Committee professionals and integrity. To our prospective investors, I encourage you to take advantage of the vast opportunities that Nigeria offers. next 2 days proceeding, let us reaffirm our shared economic growth and energy security. A successful commercial bid conference. Like the CCE has said, if you can't make it today, you'll make it tomorrow. Sitting down there and listening to the CCE. It's important to secondary school or primary school. When it is exam day, come and go write out the results. It's shivering. Am I She has said it, and you will stand by it. The ministers will stand by her. Congratulations, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Right Honorable Ekperipe Eko, for framing so powerfully what this round means for Nigeria's gas ambitions. And now, please make welcome the Honorable Minister of State entrusted with the oil sector of our nation's petroleum. Biri, PhD, Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, for keynote address 2. Sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. State Resources. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me join the CC, to welcome you to today's commercial bid conference. I almost missed it, and forgive me. And I decided to rush down here. I'm very happy that, I made this program, right on time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I'm ready for any other keynote address. Keynote address as presented by the CCE. At least I met her halfway. And what she has said constitutes the best keynote address for this conference. Let me just simply, add and like, if you don't win in this bid round, pray that you win the next bid round. Well, let me, emphasize here today that Nigeria, as of today, is one of the most attractive investment destinations in the world, given what has happened in the Gulf region between Iran and the US. And so these assets are among the most valuable assets that you can think of anywhere in the world because of Nigeria's strategic location, in the Gulf of Guinea. It's also important for us to say, as Sisi said, that nobody knows the content of the commercial bid that you have bidded. And the PIA, I want to say, unfortunately, has prevented, discretion. Or there will be one today. Shouldn't be trophies, as it has been in the past. In the past, I've seen people who go around all the conferences in the world wearing the nicest suits and look for partners that came. Partners will never happen. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my keynote address. Thank you.
Address or not a keynote. All right, so we've had two keynotes, welcome address, opening speech. The message is clear, the acreage is ready, framework is ready. And now I'd like to speak specifically to the bidders and also everyone. If you haven't been attentive up until now, please may I request your full attention for this next session. Because every single bid is unveiled and you need to know exactly well. And Amba Ndoma Egba for the technical evaluation and the financial evaluation presentation. Also joining them on stage, distinguished guests, is Senior Manager, National Commercial Bid Guarantee. Distinguished guests, please pay attention. Dr. Amba, over to you.
Thank you for this opportunity. I will most humbly and respectfully request to stand on the established protocol by my superiors. My job is to take you through the process of this commercial bid today. Sorry. Okay. I'm to explain how the winning bid emerged. Ignore the technical score. In the slide, we will explain how the technical evaluations carried out. Then after the obligation of the technical score, we will shall will see it here, unless those that submitted their bids. The third process is the decryption process, where bidders present will be required with their keys, to encrypt their submissions. Then there's a tie process. In course, first must have a 5% of your signature bonus. The reserve bidders as applicable. What that means is, of course, if you have 3 and the highest one, I mean 2. So it depends on the submission to have block. Right. A summary and will be required, set to that the types of wells, horizontal wells, vertical wells, completion philosophy, standalone, and different types. How do you intend to complete these wells so that it can optimally produce these reservoirs? They talk about facilities and development concepts. How you produce, how you use into the no that do is nine. about the decommissioning fund. Do you have understanding about it? How are you going to do it? We'll look at that into consideration. Then, economics, the petroleum economics model, which is the PIA. Do you have a grip of the PIA? The fiscals in the PIA, in relation to the terrain. Then there may come an issue for you to even know how do you arrive at your MPV, and how did you do your maybe investor return or payout. So we look at those parameters that you put into your economic model for us to know that, okay, you have an understanding. Then we also look at the of contextual abnormalities, where you have log A, and when you are submitting, you are to Q. So those things, of course, those kind of instances, the marks would not be in that case. The weighted technical score for this is 60%. What that means that the technical score you have gotten is weighted to 0.6. Now, the commercial bit today, while we are here, nobody has seen. I don't even know how it look like. I'll be looking at it here. I don't even know how it look like. So, first is the signature bonus. The signature bonus has a range of 3 million to 7 million. So your liberty you can do your geophysical according to PIA section 78. You go into geophysical building for the first period. However, that will not preclude you from asking to drill additional well as the case may be, so that I can get a point. Then the exploration, drilling, and appraisal. For discoveries, you can choose to do a re-entry because there's already an existing well. So you have a well and you have a block that has an existing well, and your work program obligation say, okay, within this period, I'm going to do a re-entry, because you're going to get the marks. But if you want to do more additional work, like drilling exploration well and 2 or more appraisal wells, of course, your weighting is going to be high. Then the work performance security. The work performance security is the amount that you commit to that work program. Like in the last pre-bid conference, there is a range between 1% and maybe 100%. So depending on now, this is the scores for the commercial bit. Now, signature bonus has 20 points. What that means is that between 3 million bonus is 7 million, you are going to get 20 points. Then you have the geophysical acquisition, seismic, magnetic, and all that. If you look at the guideline very clearly, and I want to reiterate that the commercial bit even includes For geophysical acquisition, exploration well, if you have one exploration well, 50 points. And rate of work commitment, 1% to about 100%. It depends. So if you have 1%, you are going to get 0.5. If you have 100%, you are going to get 50 points. Of course, this thing goes through the frontier. While for the deep water, the total points is 220. While for asset with discoveries, the total is 232. The weighted score is 40%. Nobody is pen to do one thing and make mistake. So all those things are automated to show the transparent, efficient, and robust process that have been put into this bid round. On that note, I will most humbly request to take my seat while my other colleague come and do justice to his.
Please, good morning. Please permit me to start on the already established protocols. So I'm here to give a rundown on the decryption process, how you are going to decrypt your commercial bids and how they will be unveiled. So it is not a determinant in any way. Yes. They would come and take their seats. Yeah. And OTP sent to register email address. The same you encoded. This is for the decryption. So that's why we do it briskly. And please, in case, we. However, relative email address which will immediately upload that. Then we decrypt your submit. part video for all bidder that and the commercial the bid sub with the result. Well, that is the highest score bid. Because we then move to the next asset, and until we cover all assets. So that is in a nutshell the process. Please, as I said earlier, let's have handy any alternate email so that we can be able to save time because we have a lot of assets to evaluate. At this point, I will hand over to my boss to take over. Thank you.
Before the commencement of this exercise, or a bank with BBB rating. In my night, I will just take us through the Nigerian banks that have the BBB rating. And international banks with a BBB rating, we have the approved rating agency, which we'll use to verify the submission falls within that category. Again, can be said by a parent company on behalf of the bidding company, which is from that you were required to ensure that the bid guarantee is submitted. That is, the effective date of the bid guarantee should be on or before today. I mean, it ended on June. Bid guarantee must be cashable. In other words, it must be addressed to the commission, that's Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. not that the bid guarantee should be addressed to the bidder. Otherwise, the Commission will not be able to draw on the bid when there is time for us to draw on it. Importantly, we have spoken about was